Hi, my name is Jiaxin Wang, and today I'm going to demo my application project. So my project, the application is an auction application running in web browser, and all its backend data is recorded in Ethereum blockchain. To use Ethereum blockchain to record the data means that all the data posted of through our web application is public and cannot be changed or reverted later, which makes our application more trustworthy. And I think this is a very important attribute to an auction application. So before I demo my application, let me give you some basic introduction to the Ethereum blockchain. Since it's still in phase one now, all the application and the Ethereum blockchain network instance is running on my local host. I plan to deploy my application to the real Ethereum blockchain network later, but for now it can only run on my local host. So you can see on the right part of the screen, this is an application called Ganache, and this is a really nice application to provide all the features of Ethereum blockchain network running on localhost. You can see first it has several, I think maybe 10 accounts here. These accounts can be used by our application. So basically, each user using our application needs to have Ethereum accounts. Um, and everything like they need to post a new auction or they need to bid for an auction, everything they post data to the Ethereum blockchain network needs to cost some money from their accounts. And also, since Ethereum has its own currency, which is also called Ether, just like Bitcoin, you can think like that. So we use its built-in currency to do the checkout process. So all the money used in our application, you bid for anything is in the Ethereum's currency, Ether, and this is also done by using the provided Ethereum accounts. So there are 10 accounts here which can be used by our application for the demo. And also you can see there are currently 6 blocks here. In real world, Ethereum block is generated maybe every 15 seconds, but since I just started this Ethereum network running on localhost a couple minutes ago, you can see there are only 6 blocks here. And also you can see there are some transactions on the Ethereum blockchain network. So everything you want to post, you want the Ethereum blockchain network to record, you need to post a transaction to the network. And you can see there are different kinds of transactions here. One is contract creation, one is contract call. You can think that the contract creation is used when we deploy our application to the Ethereum blockchain network. And the contract call is when the users are using our web application and to post some data. So there are 2 different kinds of transactions here. There are also some other transactions like transfer money, but that's not included in our use case here. So now let's go back to my web application. You can see I opened 3 windows here, and they are actually in 3 different web browsers to simulate that there are 3 different users right now on our application, and they are all at our index, the front page. This page lists all the posted auctions at our application. For now, there's only one, which is a iPhone 12 Pro, and we can also view the detail of this auction. You can see it has the owner. The owner here is just address, which means from which address is this auction being created. It represents a certain user using that account to post this auction. And here is the item's title and maybe a short description, and it also shows its current highest bidding. You can see the amount is quite large here. This is because all the unit of currency here is in Wei. You can think that US dollar, there are cents, so Ether is a very large unit. You can see for here every accounts have 100 Ether at the beginning, but the units here is in Wei, which is a very small unit. So that's why the amount is so huge here. And you can also see the auction is still on progress. Okay, now let's see what can be do for the other user. For the user 2, hits the view details. You can see there's different UI from the previous user. This is because at this Chrome web browser, the user is the creator, the owner of this auction, and at the browser 2, the user is not the owner, so he can be a potential buyer and he can bid for the auction. And for the user 3, it's the same case here. User 3 is also a buyer, so he views the same thing as the second user. Now let's maybe try to bid for this auction. Let's make the price a bit higher. It needs to be higher than the current highest two. Okay, I think this has already been posted here, so the second user just bid for this amount for this iPhone 12 Pro, and you can see in the second user's browser it gets automatically refreshed to this this number, reflecting the current highest bidding of this auction. And we can try, if we try to bid with a lower price, it will get an error message. This because for an auction you always have to bid for a higher price, right? Okay, and since the user 1 is owner, he has the authority to end this one. Once it's ended, you can see all other users' browser gets automatically refreshed to show that this date has been ended and they cannot be bid for it anymore. And actually during this ended, all the checkout process is done so that the user 2 is bidding the price has been transferred to the owner's account. You can see maybe there are some changes here. I think it's not very obvious. You can definitely see there's a few transactions, new transactions. This includes some bidding transactions, and also the end auction transactions recorded here, and there are more blocks here on this Ethereum blockchain. And besides to view and bid for an existing, of course users can post new auctions here. Let's just try an example here. So the user can definitely post a new auction here, and once it's been done, it will redirect the user to the on progress auction detail page. But for other users to view that, they need to go back to the front page, and you can see this new auction is here. And yeah, for second user, you can also bid for the newly posted auctions here. And yes, that's quite much of it. For now, for simplicity, we do the checkout and we do the money transfer, but we do not consider the real shipping in reality world, how the owner is going to ship the item to the buyer. But all other things that can be done on the network, is all implemented in our application, and I'm going to show that in my code explanation video later. Thank you.